people at the bottom are fighting, people at the top collaborate.
It's quite interesting how you mentioned about communities. What guides you when building a community? How do you go about doing that? Because it's not an easy thing to do.
So I think, first of all, my character has always been that sort of person to connect with people easily and bring people together. When I talked about skateboarding, okay, I did it for the business that we were developing and built the community, did activities, did events, and it was like a grassroots level of building that community, which was very successful. And it helped also for the business. For cycling, the same. The rides, the group rides, bringing people together, and that also built up, and it also fed my cycling business. Then triathlon.
Okay.
So even in triathlon, I became a triathlete myself. I got into the best shape of my life, but also connected with people, brought the community together, also fueled the business.
Okay.
Then I got into paddle. And I was playing golf for 27 years. And I got into paddle straight after COVID, and I was in the best shape of my life. In COVID, I lost 10 kilos. I was doing indoor triathlons. Yeah, most people went the opposite. I was doing indoor triathlons. I was working out 2 or 3 times a day, every day. And I came out of it best shape of my life. And I went into paddle tennis. And fell in love with it. But what I realized from the paddle community, for example, that there's levels, right? And it was very difficult to find people on the same level. So I created a community with similar levels.
Got it.
And it would be a selection thing. I would connect with people, bring them together, and every weekend we have a paddle tournament, whether it's 8 teams or to 24 teams. And for me, it's always been about just the human connection. Which is, by the way, a big part of sales.
Yeah.
I've been in sales for 35 years. Also, when I was 14 years old, I started selling.
What did you start selling?
What did I start selling? In my father's flooring showroom, I was selling wall-to-wall carpet at age 14.
Wow. In Sydney.
In Sydney.
And was there any training from your father and that company, or was it just
I always say I've gone. I have a master's degree from the University of Mansur Khojasta, which is my father. And he always made sure that I was with him wherever he was going. Whether it was into meetings, watching him sell, I was always around him. And so I really absorbed everything that he would do. And I pretty much think I taught myself to sell. But selling, honestly, is about relationship building. It's the rapport. It's the what's the word I'm looking for? The first interaction. What's the word for it?
First impression.
First impressions.
Yeah.
It's very important. And these things is what builds the relationships, and people buy from people. Yeah. My boss might get upset by saying that.
Yeah, it's your project.
I know. Our project is very unique and definitely sells itself. Our boss is also very, just saying this for the camera. No, I mean it. Our boss is very, inspirational. The company has done amazing things, but at the end, I believe people buy from people. So that, I've always been good at building that and building those communities. Mm-hmm. My next goal, because although I was an investor in the industry for 25 years, I only came to the professional side 3-4 years ago. First as a broker, and now as from the developer side. My next goal is to somehow use, again, my ways to create a community.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know many people are doing it, but my own
yeah.
brokers, developers, everyone coming together, collaborating. What I noticed when I was doing brokerage of this whole thing where people don't want to work together,
Yeah.
and they're afraid of working together.
Crazy.
One very top-level CEO from Europe for the largest headwear manufacturer in the world, which I was representing, which I brought to the market, our company brought to the market, said to me, Sharia, I don't take, because I was negotiating with him. I'm like, instead of extra 6%, give me 7% or 6.5%. And he said, Sharia, I want to tell you something. I don't take percentages to the bank. I take cash to the bank. And that resonated with me. And I've always gone by it. People negotiating over 0.25 or 0.5. Look at the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
Is it better to have 100% or 1% of 100% of one or whatever? I'm talking. I say 1% because let's say brokerage is 2. If you split it, But I get it. People do hard work, listings. There's a lot that goes into it. It's more complex than I'm making it. It's not that simple. But I think collaboration, and I posted it, I think yesterday, I reposted one thing. People at the bottom are fighting.
Yeah.
People at the top collaborate.
True.
Yeah. And so maybe the next community will be a real estate community.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it comes down to a sense of, I've been thinking, why do we not collaborate more? And I think it comes down to a sense of just worry about the next deal and not a mindset of abundance. I think when the top guys have a mindset of abundance, they're not so worried about getting the full fee. They just want to do the right thing for their clients. And what you find is when agents don't want to collaborate because they want to find the buyer direct and make as much money as possible, but they're not thinking about their clients. They're thinking about their money, which, is fine. On one deal, you might make more money.
Yeah.
The whole idea of, if you're representing a seller, is to make sure that you're doing the right thing. And part of that is to get as much exposure as you can for that property. And that's got to come through your network as well as potential new buyers. So
sales is a long game, and I think if more people think in that way, they're thinking for the client, that will come back even more, and so it will be good to have a more collaborative approach in the market. I think between brokers and people in the industry, coming together more, creating events that don't have to be about business, by the way, just introducing people. In my communities, I introduce people. They did businesses together, and I didn't ask them for a commission. I should. No, but it's good to just bring people together, and it just creates even more business. More business for the ecosystem is great for the overall ecosystem. And the microsystem and the ecosystem, it's all connected.
Yeah.